Hello guys, it's John with PteraTalon. Doing another Beyblade unboxing. This time we have Talon Ptera 3-80B ball. As per usual, I prefer Takatomi style names. I'll be referring to this as PteraTalon, as that makes sense with, Takatomi names. But anyway, there's the back of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Well, off camera, otherwise we'd be here for too long, but after that we'll check everything out and kind of compare it to the bait it's based on, Viper Tail, so let's see how that all goes. Alright, so everything out of the box. We have the instructions, which it's fairly standard. But let's get to the bait itself. We'll start off with the bit, which is of course ball. This is just kind of a reddish color. Yeah, nothing too crazy. It's ball. One cool note, I guess, about these Hasbro exclusives is that they are not following the color schemes for typical bits, which is nice. For those who don't know, they typically stick to, well, pretty much always stick to specific colors. For example, attack types would be blue a lot of the time. So here, this is a red ball, and we don't really see that often, especially not for, these types of bays, and is considered a stamina type. Just check the box to be sure. And yeah, that should be yellow, but no, we have a red ball. So very, very cool. They are, not sticking to that, although I don't think that's really intentional. I think that Hasbro probably doesn't even realize that, that's a thing. But hey, it's cool nonetheless. Moving on to our ratchet, we have 380. Probably one of the coolest ratchets I've seen, honestly. 380 is kind of, it's whatever for a ratchet, but still. Black with yellow, like that's just a really cool color scheme. Yeah, actually, is that opaque? It does seem to be an opaque black on the translucent yellow. Really nice, actually. Big fan of this ratchet color scheme. And of course we have the blade, PteraTalon. Orange on the gear chip there. Cool gear chip design for the sticker. Blade looks pretty alright. You can see underneath, got the orange. I like this color scheme a lot, actually. So yeah, compared to Viper Tail, you definitely see that there are some similarities, but like it is fairly different. Probably the most different of the blades, I think. But you can still see like the actual kind of scales, which is fine because it's a reptile, so that's okay. But you kind of see like the scale design there underneath. But yeah. So, pretty different overall. Like, if I didn't know it was based on Viper Tail, I probably wouldn't question it, aside from, like, the underneath. But, I just think it's, like, a three-sided stamina type, and, yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of tell, like, some of the points here look a little bit awkward, kind of like Viper Tail, but it's pretty different, I'd say. Let's go ahead and compare the weights here. Well, I guess compare the blades first, just out of curiosity. I believe Viper Tail's a pretty heavy blade. Yeah, 34.66, so can PteraTalon hold up to that? 34.31, so fairly close. Not quite as heavy. It might be, it's either slightly lighter or I just have a heavy Viper Tail and like a light PteraTalon. Again, metals tend to vary. But regardless, it's still a heavy blade for a stamina type, so not too big of a deal. These are just standard parts, 380. 7.06, and then ball 2.04, pretty standard stuff. And as far as the full combo goes, 43.39. So there you have it. That's the weight. Let's go and put this thing together just to check it out. Let me fix this. And okay, so here is PteraTalon 380 ball. I don't know about that one. Okay. So, thematically speaking, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 is kind of my default for a lot of these Hasbro exclusives for how much I care about them with how they're designed, Because these bays, they're not really designed to be anything more than just, like, blade variants. The parts make enough sense. It's a stamina type. You got 380, you got a ball. It's close enough. But it's not that interesting of a bay. It again, is what it is. It's a functional stamina type, so I'm not going to give it below a 4, but because it's boring, I think a 4 is more fair than a 5. So yeah. In terms of appearance, though, I'm pretty conflicted on this bay. I think I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I'm very mixed on it. Blade design, I actually like the blade design quite a bit. I think it looks pretty nice. I think, 380, sensible ratchet choice. Ball works fine. Physically, this thing is like probably closer to like a 6, maybe a 7. But the color scheme in this thing, oh boy. Individually, I like the blade. I like the orange, got a little bit of blue here, that's nice. I really like this black and yellow ratchet. The red ball, cool. Putting it all together, though, oh boy. This is a mess of a bay, I'm sorry to say. You could argue orange, yellow, red, kind of fire colors. That could be interesting. But I feel like you got the black here, which is okay, but you have like the blue here on the gear chip, which I think really ruins it for me. Because I think you could have done like an orange and blue, maybe a bit of black for the color scheme here. I think that would have looked a lot better. I guess you could say it's a little bit too similar to Viper Tail, but again, like, I guess in that case, just don't make this back part blue. I feel like, I don't know, it just conflicts a little bit too much for me, and I don't care for it. Again, individually, I think these parts look good. I like the red ball. It's a pretty, unique color for ball. You don't see like that too often. The ratchet looks really cool. Like, if I were to choose any 380 ratchet, I'd probably want this one because I just like the color scheme so much, and I'm a big fan of orange, so I like the blade. But altogether, yeah, I'm not really feeling this one too much. It's still decent. Like, it's at least unique. It's not boring, I guess, but, it just seems a little bit much, I'd say. So, yeah, that's kind of my, those are my thoughts on PteraTalon. Let me move this to stand it up better. But, it's another Hasbro exclusive. I think it does look cool. I like the orange. Like, from a face-down view, it's a really, really nice bay. And it's probably, I think it's the most different of all of the Hasbro exclusives, because I feel like the blade is different enough looking compared to Viper Tail, because you don't have a lot of these extreme edges here, or they're at least modeled much differently, which I like. And again, if I didn't know the comparison, I might not put 2 and 2 together, at least not right away. Like, if I looked at the bays, I'd probably figure it out eventually, but still. Just on a surface level, if you're not thinking about it, I don't think it looks like it's based off of Viper Tail, if that makes any sense, which is good. It's nice that they have it to be different enough. So overall, again, I do like this bay. I think model-wise, it might be my favorite of the Hasbro exclusives. I need to get the other 2 first. I already did Mammoth Tusk, but I need to check out Samurai Steel and Shinobi Knife. But I like this one quite a bit. But yeah, the color scheme, very interesting, very colorful, but I do think, again, it clashes a bit much for me. I do, again, wish that maybe they could have went a little bit more cohesive here. I think this is a little bit messy, so. Still 5 out of 10, still decent. I don't hate it, but, it's kind of whatever, so. There you go, that's PteraTalon, or Talon Ptera, but again, I'm not calling it by the Hasbro names. They don't make sense thematically. Since we do have bays like, Cobalt Drake and Weiss Tiger that do actually flip the names intentionally, I don't want to flip them here, so that's why I put them back to the Takatomi variants. So anyway, or at least what they would be. So I think that's all for this video, though. Yep, that is PteraTalon. Pretty interesting bay, at least, so I like it enough, so it's something. So anyways, yeah, that's everything, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.